Hey everybody, we are going to get started. We're doing a virtual open house here today for 4133 Bonavista in the lovely Millcroft. So we have 2 minutes before our scheduled time. So we're just going to hold on in case anybody else joins us. Oh, I know what I need to get. Excuse me while I just retrieve something that I need. Where is it? I'm going to go here. Oopsie. Oh, my Lanta. Let's see, come on, I need a new tab. Just move this over here. Almost forgot this. Here we go. Okay. So we're just going to bring up a chat box here. Fantastic. There we go. Okay, we are 12 o'clock on the button. And oopsie. Let's move this. Close that out. Let's get started. We're going to Facebook Live this. Share it to a page that we're managing. Here we go. This is my singing in the shower playlist. I have an Apple Music membership. I suggest anybody who has multiple family members who love music. It's a great tool. It's just a monthly subscription. I really like it. Let's see here. Welcome. So, as you probably know from all the posts, I love the stove in this house. Asking everybody. And let's do this, and let's go live. Here we go. Okay, so we're going to turn off the music, and we're going to go live to our virtual open house. Just make sure that this goes through. And what we do is over here, we bring up our live feed with the sound off so that there's no echo. And that way I can see who is taking a look at our interview today. Okay, so welcome everybody. We are taking a look at a virtual open house today at 4133 on Bonavista Crescent in Burlington. I drove by today. It's just around the corner from my house. This is in the wonderful neighborhood of Millcroft. Obviously, I think so. I chose it, but I would be happy to discuss why I chose it with any of you and see if it actually aligns with your priorities also. So first things first, sorry, I'm just gonna go over here to the, so first things first, we are going to take a quick, here we go. This was our invitation. I'm sure you saw it online. This is the home. We're gonna first take a look at the agenda, so welcome. I just want to make sure that everybody's clear that a virtual open house is not, it's a precursor. It's a way for you to vet the houses that you want to take the time to go in and take a look at. So we're going to look at some of the main features of the house. However, we're not going to go through every single room and break it down, you know, detail by detail. If you want to do that, we do that. The process is now we do that one-on-one with you, because we're going to look at different details depending on your priorities. And then if it fits, if it ticks off enough boxes, then and only then are we going to book an appointment to go in and take a look at the house itself. And the reason for this obviously is with stay at home, the process of buying a home is very different than it used to be. So we will be doing in 2 weeks a buyer's seminar online, just to give everybody an understanding of what buying a home looks like in today's market, okay? Because half of the problem is people hesitate because they're uncomfortable with the process. And the process has changed so much, we want to make sure you're all up to date. So that's coming in 2 weeks. We're going to interpret the listing. We're going to take a look at the listing paperwork. We're going to take a look at the highlights in the 360 tour, as I mentioned. Then we're going to talk about the neighborhood. Like I said, I live here myself. There's a lot of really great points to touch on. Again, just the highlights. Then we're going to go over the market statistics, and it's a bunch of numbers, but we're going to talk a little bit about what that means to you as a home buyer, or potentially if you're somebody in the neighborhood, what that means to you if you're living in the neighborhood, what's happening with the housing prices. But for more in-depth analysis, again, we do encourage you to book a one-on-one appointment so we can talk specifically to your needs. There is a link in the chat box if you'd like. So please click there to book some one-on-one time when this is over. Okay, so welcome. Let's get started. So first of all, this is the listing. We're going to highlight certain things. So this is 4133 Bonavista Crescent. Address is important. $1.495 million. Very important. We're looking at a 5-bedroom home. Now in the brackets, that means 5 bedrooms above grade, which is very different than 4+1, which is 4 bedrooms above grade and 1 downstairs in the basement. Very important. Another important fact is our square footage. We have 3,289 square feet above grade. Again, this is from the above ground. Okay, so if you have a finished basement, that's a whole bunch of other living space that's not taken into account there. Okay, also important to note, now, you know, as we go through the 360 tour, sometimes the pictures don't do justice to the dimensions, so it's always worthwhile referring back to this when we're doing a one-on-one. Okay. So next we are going to do the 360 tour highlights. So let's go over to the Google browser here, and we're going to go over to the 360 tour. This is critical. If you are thinking of selling your home and you are in Millcroft, it is critical now that you do have a 360 tour. There are different providers, and depending on your commission structure, that may change. But it is absolutely critical because buyers and sellers are no longer going into homes the way they used to, and this is how homes are being vetted. So this is the front of the front yard. You can also, as I say, you can scroll around. Now you can see this was a little while ago, so the trees weren't in full bloom yet, but you can scroll on. You can see it's a very consistent street, consistent neighborhood. One thing I do want to tell you, it's a very quiet street. It's a crescent. Very little traffic except for those homes that live on it. Lovely pattern concrete on the front driveway. Let's go to the backyard so we can just get the exterior done. And if we go to the backyard, you will note that we're looking, it's just a little slow, we're looking at a nice ground level deck. Important in Millcroft here because it is quite, it's got a lot of ranges, which is why the golf course is so great, is you do have a walkout from the kitchen onto the deck. So you're not having to come out the door and go down several stairs. Okay, so that is a big bonus if you're somebody who likes to entertain or eat in your backyard quite regularly. So fenced in, very simple landscaping, very low maintenance, but potential for gardens if you chose. Okay, let's go into the house now. So we're going to go first into the foyer. And if you're here, just give us a thumbs up on Facebook Live. That would be great, or on Zoom, anything, just to let us know you're watching. I just want to be looking over here too much in case you have questions. So a lovely front entryway. One of the things I'd say is a big bonus here is it's sort of it's sort of a takeoff of a center hall plan. This is a very large home by any standard. So you've got your living room and dining room over here, and you've got a powder room, laundry room, and entryway to the garage over here. But we are going to focus primarily on, this is how you go through here. We're going to focus primarily on this family room right here. It's absolutely wonderful. It's so warm and inviting. I particularly like the way the builder has configured the room so it's open, it's spacious, it's light, it's airy, but it's also very usable space. So you have your gas fireplace here with, now they have a mirror. Depending on your purposes, you might want to put your television here. The very, very large built-ins on either side, which is great, but lots of room for coffee tables, chairs. But again, you have all this usable wall space, and yet you also have this very open and separate, not the complete open, but lots of air, light going through. And then, of course, we go into the kitchen. Now, this is, as everybody knows who's been watching my Facebook posts, I'm all about this stove, not going to lie. I love this stove. And for those of you who are taking a look at homes virtually, I just want you to note that you have the option depending on the provider, you have the option to scroll in and scroll out and actually look. So you can see you're this is what I love about this. I love the red dials. I love a splash of red in a room. It just, lots of neutrals and then a splash of a red. Really always enjoyed it. But you can see all of your displays and everything here. Gorgeous Wolf gas range if you are a major cook, and a fabulous backsplash. No grout or anything, extremely easy to keep clean. So you've got the marble going all the way up as well. Lots and lots of storage space with very different configurations as well, which I like. Now this island is not, it's included in the house, but I just want you to know that it is movable. So depending on your family's needs for the kitchen, you can take that out or you can move it to a different spot in the kitchen. So those are highlights of the main floor that I wanted to focus on. Now we're going to go upstairs and we're going to go straight to the master bedroom. So here in the master bedroom, it truly feels like, I feel like you should be in the turret of a castle. You've got all these lovely bay shaped windows over here. They've been updated, which is fantastic. Very large, spacious room. I mean, you can take a look here. They have a lot of very large furniture in the home. And I love this nook over here. I am a reader. I have a cuddler chair, and I can just envision having my cuddler chair over here with some books and everything. A nice place to just sit and relax, especially if you have a large family. You want your room to truly be a retreat. And this allows for that, where it's not just sleeping space, it's also got a dual function of allowing you some space away from the family. There is an ensuite bathroom to the master. It's updated, not like brand spanking new, beautiful soaker tub, lovely shower, very neutral colors, built-ins, towel rack, etc. Okay, now let's go over to, now there's 5 bedrooms up here. I don't want to go through them all because it would drive you crazy. But bedroom number 2, I do want to note that, and this is where we're going to now, Bedroom number 2. Is this the one? Oh, I'm not. I'm in bedroom number 3. Where's bedroom number 2? Where has it gone? Here it is. Here it is. Sorry about that. Bedroom number 2, I want to note when you come in, it has its own washroom inside. It has its own ensuite washroom. Okay. So in a 5-bedroom home, you know, you have the potential for either adult children, you have the potential for multi-generational, and this ensuite bathroom truly allows for some adult space for somebody who is looking to live in the home. So either adult children or potentially, like I said, multi-generational, your parents, your in-laws, they can have this bedroom, be a part of your family on a regular basis, and yet also have this walk-in bathroom, which is fully equipped. This is not a hole-in-the-wall bathroom. This is a large bathroom so that they have their own personal space. I know my teenage daughter would, well, she's not a teenager, she's turning 20 in 4 weeks. She would love that. So if we go out into the hallway, so the bedrooms up here do have carpet, but the hallway does have the hardwood. I love this little window bench here. Again, I love little accents like that, especially ones where you can just sit and put your feet up and enjoy. So again, great for family. So this here is the bedroom that we were just in. 2, 3, 4, and your master bedroom over here, 5 off the back of the house. Okay, so we are looking at a full 5 bedrooms upstairs and all very good size. I just want to go into the bathroom so you can take a quick look. It doesn't let us like just walk in there. So where has it gone? Upstairs master bedroom, ensuite, hallway, bedroom. There we go, bathroom. We're flipping into there. With a couple of other people on the Facebook Live. If you have any questions, please just enter them and we'll be happy to answer them, or alternatively, we'll get back to you after. So you can see, again, nicely updated double sinks. Let's go in and out. Nice warm woods again, large mirror, shower, toilet, but again, very clean lines, very neutral colors, nothing unusual. And I think it's important to note here, you can scan up on these to see if there are popcorn ceilings. Now this house was built in 1997, so it shouldn't be too big of a problem. However, you know, it is a useful tool. So those are the highlights upstairs. I really want to have this nook here. Let us go down to the basement now. Okay, we're going to scoot all the way down to the basement. Jump down. So here's the bottom of the stairs going into the basement. That goes down the hallway on the main floor. And as you can see, you can look around and you can see you've got a washroom over here again. Again, more cabinetry with a little chair. This is just some storage space, but we're going to go into the rec room. And again, updated with pot lights down here, not too many. Now, despite the fact that the kitchen is a walkout from the kitchen into the backyard, sometimes that means you have to forego windows in the basement, and we do have a couple of windows down here, which is great, just to give the basement a little bit of natural light, so it's not too much, not too cave-like. Okay. We do have the storage and furnace room, which is always worthwhile taking a look at. As you can see, a significant amount of storage and a lot of extra space. It is insulated. So definitely, if you wanted to build a home gym down here, if you wanted to build a home office, you have lots and lots of room to do this. And in fact, you could even create, it's large enough that you could even create a workroom also. Okay, so we've got lots of space for 2, potentially 3 rooms down here, depending on the use and size. Let's go back up to the main floor again. And Let me just see here. We're going to go back to my favorite room, which is the family room. So here we go. We're back in the family room. Again, you notice the pot lights. Some of the homes in 1997 didn't have pot lights, but this one has had certain upgrades in certain rooms. So look at that natural light, just wonderful. Sliding doors out to the back patio, just great. And of course the stove with the red knobs. I love the stove with the red knobs. Okay, so that's it for the highlights of the virtual tour. Let's go back over here and let's talk a little bit about the neighborhood of Millcroft. Now, as I said, I actually live here, which is great because you can ask me a whole bunch of questions. So we're in the northeast part of Burlington. So you've got the 407 running right along here, just north of the house. The house is actually right there, okay? So you've got the 407 here, you've got the 403 here. You also, if you just go a little bit over, this is the 25, which is Bronte Road. It heads up into Milton, and if you so choose, you could get up to the 401. Totally your choice. So this is also the 403. So this is the bridge that goes over down to Niagara Falls. So you are really well located to a lot of highways. Let's just zoom in a little bit into the Millcroft area in particular. So Millcroft is a golf club community, which lends to a lot of open skyline and green space. So if you are looking for somewhere where you want to have access, but you don't want to feel like you're crammed like a sardine, this is a really fantastic community for that. And the house itself is right over here. So you can see your walking distance to the golf course. The golf club is actually right over here, okay? Now, if we scoot in a little bit closer, well, not closer. So Charles R. Baudouin is the public elementary school, which is walking distance. And then you have Sacred Heart of Jesus Catholic Elementary School over here. Right over here is the public high school, Frank J. Hayden. My son went there. It is a paperless school, so they actually tweet their morning announcements. And it was built, it's only about 5 or 6 years old. It was built in collaboration with Burlington Hydro and the city of Burlington. So attached to it is a city library, as well as a city rec center. And Burlington Hydro is using geothermal energy to help heat and power the building, which is great. It's just across the street from Norton Park also, where there's a leash-free dog park. There's also a skateboard park, and there is a football field, an AstroTurf football field. And of course, Hayden has its own football field as well as track, okay? Then what you also have, this is pretty funny. Oh, and over here, sorry, is Corpus Christi Catholic School, which is about 7 or 8 years old. So there's a real emphasis on schools up here. This is, in a nutshell, this is why I moved to this neighborhood, was the schools. By far and above, it was the thing that brought me to this neighborhood. And I looked for a very long time. I was moving from one area of Burlington to another, and I researched the schools, and this is why I ended up here. You should also know that Charles R. Baudouin has the self-contained gifted program and is dual stream English and French immersion for those that are interested. The other funny thing, of course, is at every single major corner of here, there's a Starbucks. So you don't have to walk very far to get your macchiato, latte, no fat, soy, whatever drink it is that you get. There's also a major grocery store here. There's a Fortino's, there's a Longo's, a brand new Farm Boy just opened up here on the northeast corner of Walkers and Dundas. Down here, there's a Metro, and over here, there's a Freshco. So lots of things here. And just to scan out again, another reason why we chose this neighborhood is Halton has some of the most wonderful conservation areas. So we are really close to Rattlesnake Point Conservation Area, Crawford Lake, Mount Nemo. These are resources for the schools that they use for school field trips, but also they're just really great places if you are at all an outdoors person. Golfing, lots of golf clubs around here also. And of course the lake. the wonderful lake. Downtown Burlington's spectacular. If you go down, or if you're having a visit, go visit Creme de la Creme ice cream. It's absolutely amazing. And I don't know, like all these things, what they really culminate into is a really great lifestyle. Maclean's magazine actually just voted Burlington in 2019 as the #1 city in the country as far as lifestyle goes. And the major features of that were amenities in the neighborhood and just general happiness of the people that are here. So that is about the area. So we're just going to go back over here. So we've talked about Millcroft. Let's talk about the market statistics. So the market is in a very unusual place. We are about, 10 to 12 weeks firmly into this COVID market. We are starting to, real estate has been an essential service. Houses have been buying and selling through this. However, a lot of industries have been closed. And we are starting to gradually reopen. So what we have right here today might not be what we have 3, 4, 5, 6 months down the road, which is always true. But we can always sort of use history to tell us where we're going. Right now, anybody who tells you they know 100% for sure where this market is going to go is telling you what they think you want to hear in order to get your contract, really bluntly put. So this is what we can only make our decisions with what we know in the moment. Like, who would have thought a year ago that this is where we would be? Okay, so as far as this house goes, currently there are 8 active listings on the Hamilton Burlington board that have 5 bedrooms or more in the Millcroft neighborhood. Now they range in price from $1.29 million to $1.558. Now please remember, this house is listed at $1.495. I always say, take a look at the price per square foot. 413 feet per square foot to 519 feet per square foot for these currently active listings. Now, one thing, and we're running out of time, that I really want to emphasize here is there is another listing on the Toronto board. If you are thinking of buying or selling a home and you are anywhere commutable distance to Toronto, one of the first questions you need to ask your realtor first is, are you going to list it on the local board and the Toronto board? It should not be an either or. So this home, which is literally just a few houses down the street, is listed solely on the Toronto board. So you sell a house twice. You sell it once to the realtor and then you sell it once to the buyer, okay? They have eliminated all of the realtors by not listing on the local board. I cannot tell you how detrimental that is. And by the same token, if you're working with an agent who is local, you need to ask them, are you listing on the Toronto board? Because there are a lot of buyers who are moving out here who do, because they're selling a house in Toronto, want to save money and use their Toronto realtor. Although I don't advise it because they're not going to be able to tell you much about the area. Okay. So anyway, so there is one listing on the Toronto board. It's only 4 bedrooms. It's 4153 Bonavista. And just so you're aware, it's listed for $1.468, which is more than this one, which just goes to show the great value that this is. Then we're going to take a look at sold listings, because everybody can list their house for $1 billion. What really has sold? So there's 5 bedrooms homes in Millcroft that have sold in the last 90 days. I never go longer than 90 days. I would probably even suggest in this market, because we're at such a linchpin turning point in a lot of ways, I probably would only actually look at 60. However, just to be thorough, we're looking at the 90 days. So 5 bedrooms homes have sold in the area, a range of 1.289 to 1.57 million. And again, taking a look at the price per square foot, we're ranging between $446 and $497 per square foot. So this property at $454 is right about there. But as I said, you're not paying the $446 because, quite honestly, this home has this 5 bedrooms with the ensuite bathroom with the finished basement on a crescent. Okay, there are certain streets in Millcroft which are major thoroughfares, because we have the golf club, we do get a certain amount of traffic going through that is not from the neighborhood. So please be aware, particularly if you have small children, which of these streets are thoroughfares. Okay, so that is it for statistics. Now, what does all of this mean to you? At the end of the day, I'm a firm believer, you have to be motivated to buy or sell a home because of your personal circumstances. Okay, I always encourage people, please own a home, don't rent. Even if you have to rent to own, that can be a better financial decision than renting. However, and you know, if you're buying a home in this market, you're selling a home in this market. So if you're paying a premium, you're getting a premium. If you're selling at a discount, you're getting a discount. Okay, the only time the timing matters is if you are buying your first house, selling your last house, or moving from one market to another where circumstances are completely different. So, and again, we can talk about that one-on-one depending on your circumstances. The most important thing is, does your house fit your needs? There is an opportunity cost to having a home that doesn't fit your needs. And now more than ever, we've been in our homes for 10 weeks straight, although I'm in my office today, so happy. Now more than ever, as physical distancing continues on until we have a vaccine, the need for your house to work for you, the opportunity cost of the stress, the added expense, perhaps, of having to change things to build a home office, children coming home because they rent in a place that's a communal apartment building and it's not safe, and now they're coming back home and they're doesn't look like they're leaving. Multi-generational homes, that is a reason to buy or sell. Okay. And as your realtor, it's my job to help you navigate the best outcome that fits that reason. Okay, so I would be more than happy to talk to you more about your personal needs. I've gone over time here, so I'm going to wrap up very quickly. Please remember, we have a link in the comments. I will be posting this to Facebook also, again, with the link. Please reach out if you have any questions. Millcroft is an amazing place to raise a family. That's all I can tell you. Like, I chose it specifically because of the large open spaces, the schools, and actually the lot size. We didn't talk about that. The lot sizes in Millcroft for newer builds are quite large in comparison to the neighboring communities around it in Burlington. So, but yeah, I'm here to help you if you have any questions, okay? This is all about you guys. A great opportunity here to get into Millcroft with a very large, beautiful home. Thank you so much for your time and have a wonderful day. Bye.